Hi there. We just talked about what are some of the times that are helpful for you to pause. And the last thing that we had brought up was it was a message from Happy. And I want to go over it again because I think it's really, really important. So, our helpful self can help us when we pause. But sometimes, Happy says, practice pausing for your helpful self because sometimes your helpful self may lead you to talk with parents, teachers, counselors, and grandparents about your feelings and what's on your mind. Cool. I want to point out sometimes that is really the smartest and best thing you can do. If you're ever really confused about something and you're just not sure, you can pause, and pause can lead you to go get help from somebody that really cares. And that's going to be your answer. That's where your helpful self is going to take you. All right, let's start with part 3, which is called Pause for Help, the helpful self practice. Here we're going to learn about the 4 steps, which are pause, step back, step aside, and let my helpful self guide. Pause. I can practice pausing and choose to slow down. I can feel calm and safe. And there's that word again, choose. It's your choice. You decide when it's time to pause because you also know when is the best time to pause. You know it more than anybody else does. And here we have Happy again. He says, to pause is to choose a moment of quiet inner calm. I can take as long as I need to rest my mind. There is no need to hurry. And I want to point that out too. You really can. You can pause really quick, or you can say, you know what? I need a little bit of time out here for myself. I think I'm going to take a little break and take a pause. And here we have a pause button. It says, press the button and start your pause. Your helpful self is in the pause. That's right. When you stop and pause, that's when you find your helpful self. Now, let me tell you a little thing I like about this pause button. We can always imagine that we have it. We can have it in our mind. We can imagine this little tiny button, or we can imagine we have a little tiny button. We can imagine we have it between our fingers, and when things get kind of tough or we're not sure what to do, think about that button and just press it. Nobody has to know. It's your button, it's your pause, it's your choice, and it can be anywhere that you imagine you want it to be. We can pause for a better day. We can practice pausing anywhere, anytime. And these are just some of the many different ways that you can imagine that you're pausing. Playing basketball, out with your friends, riding your bike, playing an instrument. And maybe that's something you've never done, but you'd like to try. Well, believe me, you'll have to try doing it with pausing. Otherwise, you won't remember what you need to do next. So, first we decide to pause, and then next, what do you suppose we do next? First we pause, and then we step back. So, I can practice pausing and choose to take a deep breath, I can choose to get out of my own way. After I pause, Happy's talking. After I pause, I get out of my own way by choosing to clear my mind of what I am thinking now. This will make room for helpful thoughts from my helpful self. Why don't we take a minute here and practice the pause breath? I know the last time we did this, we just closed our eyes and we breathed in through our nose and out through our mouth. Well, this time we're going to do it just a little differently. We're gonna point to your nose and breathe in, and then point to your mouth and breathe out. We can imagine we're breathing in like we're a big balloon, and we're going to inhale, then we're going to breathe out and let the air out. So let's try that. Let's close our eyes and point to our nose and take a deep breath in. Point to your mouth and breathe out through your mouth. Point to your nose and take a deep breath in. And point to your mouth and breathe out through your mouth. And let's do one final one. Point to your nose and put a big smile on your face. Breathe in. Point to your mouth and breathe out. It's kind of nice, wasn't it? Oh, and here we have these two doing exactly the same thing. And this guy here, he's thinking, this helps me see things differently, and it will. And she's thinking, now I really feel better. And do you see what else is happening in this picture? They're thinking about the pause button. It's just right up there. They're thinking about it, and it helped them stop and pause. Now, next, we'll talk about stepping aside, but for right now, take some time and practice the pause breath.